Good day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining BEA's Got Your Number, an introduction to foreign direct investment statistics. My name is Anthony Diaz, and I am Deputy Director for Programs and Events at Select USA. Select USA is a commerce program that focuses on facilitating job-creating business investment into the United States. Since inception, we help international companies looking to do business in the United States, and we also help out economic developers to bring that job-creating investment into their communities. Since inception, Select USA has helped to facilitate over $250 billion worth of investment, creating over 230,000 jobs. And again, we're part of the Department of Commerce. We're joined by our wonderful BEA colleagues, also Department of Commerce colleagues. So if you're here to join today's session, you're here to hear BEA talk about an overview of their international statistics that they produce related to foreign direct investment. And our BEA experts will explain common terms and their definitions, 5 relevant public data publications, and to help you to better understand how to access their data on the BEA website. So I'm happy to introduce Jason Southerly, Section Chief for the new Foreign Investment Section, and Terry Perdue, Chief of the U.S. Operations Section. Thank you both for joining us today. Really appreciate it and really appreciate your time. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Jason.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Yeah, I'll pass it to Terry to go ahead and start our presentation today. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for attending the presentation we have today. BEA's Got Your Number, an introduction to foreign direct investment statistics. BEA is one of the world's leading policy-neutral statistical agencies that provides economic statistics reflecting a comprehensive, up-to-date picture of the U.S. economy. Jason and I will be discussing how BEA tracks and publishes foreign direct investment in the United States. We do ask that you save all your questions for the end. Next slide. Today, we will provide an overview of the international statistics we produce related to foreign direct investments. By explaining common terms and their definitions, the 5 relevant data publications and their most recent releases, and by providing an understanding of how to access the data on BEA website. So what is foreign direct investment? This occurs when an entity in one country controls or has a significant degree of influence over the management of a business enterprise in another country. Entity is a broad term. For example, individuals, corporations, or governmental agencies are all considered entities. When we say control, we mean that the foreign entity has at least 10% of the voting interest in a business enterprise. Voting interest or equivalent is an international definition that separates direct investments from more passive portfolio style investments. To better understand the language used in discussions of FDI, we have a short example to share. Starting at the bottom of the slide is a U.S. affiliate. It's a business enterprise which foreign person has at least 10% voting interest. As we move across the border, the foreign parent is the first entity outside the United States in a U.S. affiliate's ownership chain that has a direct investment in the affiliate. Continuing up the U.S. affiliate's ownership chain, the UBO, or ultimate beneficiary owner, is the person beginning with and including the foreign parent that is not owned more than 50% by another person. The UBO ultimately thus derives the benefits and assumes the risk in controlling an affiliate. New foreign direct investment in the United States measures foreign investors' expenditures on acquiring, establishing, or expanding U.S. businesses. Each acquisition, establishment, or expansion must be reported. Transactions and positions quarterly measure the financing of U.S. affiliates by foreign parents, such as financial flows and income. Financial transactions increase or decrease financial claims and liabilities between the parent group and their affiliates. Direct investment positions are valued at historical cost, also known as book value. Annual measures of financing and operations of foreign-owned U.S. companies by country, industry, and state detail. I will now hand the presentation over to Jason to walk us through the new foreign direct investment in the United States data.
Thank you, Terry. So our new foreign direct investment in the United States measures foreign investors' expenditures to acquire, establish, or expand U.S. businesses. Each individual acquisition, establishment, and expansion must be reported. When we talk about expenditures, we break them into two major categories: first year and planned total expenditures. First year expenditures include all acquisition expenditures, as well as expenditures related to the establishment or expansion expenses during the first year of operation or construction. Planned total expenditure additionally includes all expected future expenditures related to the creation and construction of the establishment or expansion. For acquisitions, it is the first moment when a U.S. company becomes foreign owned. Increases beyond that 10% ownership or changes in the foreign parent itself are not included. When we say greenfield investment, we're referring to expansions and establishments of foreign-owned U.S. businesses. The new foreign investment data also includes selected activities, such as current and planned employment. And the data are offered in detail by country, industry, and state, and are released annually each July. So this chart shows new foreign direct investment in the United States from 1999 to 2023. The stacked bars are separated by acquisitions in dark blue, establishments in light blue, and expansions in orange, which only exists from 2014 onwards. In 2023, first-year expenditures for new foreign direct investments in the United States were $148.8 billion. By type of investment, we see acquisition expenditures were $136.5 billion, establishment expenditures were $7.4 billion, and expansion expenditures were $5 billion. The drop in expenditures from 2022 to 2023 is largely fueled by a drop in acquisition expenditures. And please keep in mind, these are first-year expenditures. Planned total expenditures, which include both first-year and planned future expenditures, totaled $175.9 billion in 2023. One of our most frequently requested data series are current and planned future employment by state. So for employment by state, we blend survey responses for acquired U.S. businesses with quarterly Census of Employment and Wage, or QCEW, employment data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This helps us gain a better understanding of which states the employees are actually, of the inquired entities, are they actually working in. 2023 was the second cycle that included the QCEW from the BLS. And as we can see, California and Texas led the way with 13,300 and 9,700 planned total employees, respectively. So moving on to a different publication, our most recent direct investment by country and industry statistics, or what we will refer to as DICI, were released on July 23rd. The entire DICI release includes direct investment abroad or outward statistics, but we will not discuss that today, and we'll focus on the inward statistics in today's webinar. The DICI release really focuses on position data, which are valued at historical cost, commonly known as book value. Today, for DICI, we will be presenting the statistics on the 2023 data. The data for 2021 and 2022 were also updated in last year's publication. Financial transactions and income statistics are also included in the release. By definition, financial transactions are transactions that increase or decrease financial claims and liabilities between the parent group and their affiliates. Income earned on direct investment includes income on equity and net interest on debt. So this chart shows the top 10 countries for foreign direct investment in the United States. The orange bar represents the 2023 level of investment by foreign parent, and the blue bar represents the investments, where the investments are ultimately coming from, which is what we call the ultimate beneficial owner, or UBO, that Terry mentioned earlier. The foreign direct investment position in the United States for 2023 increased $227 billion to $5.4 trillion. More than half, 59% of the total position is in the top 5 countries. The top 10 countries account for 83% of the total position. The UK fell 2 spots this year to the 4th largest investing country, and Luxembourg moved up 1 spot to replace France as the 9th largest investing country. So when the orange bar is significantly higher than the blue bar, like we see with Netherlands, Switzerland, and Luxembourg, this indicates that companies are using these countries functionally as a pass-through from other countries. When the blue bar is significantly higher than the orange bar, such as Germany and France, companies from these countries are using another country as a pass-through. Now, if we look to the right of the table, we can see that on this chart, the US is the 9th largest UBO. This is due to US parent companies owning subsidiaries in foreign countries that in turn invest back into the United States, which is where we're getting the number from. So now that we shift from country to industry for DICI, this chart shows which US industries receive the most foreign investment, which is based on the country of immediate basis or foreign parent. The blue bar represents the investments for 2022, and the orange bar represents the investments for 2023. So 41.2% of the inward position, or $2.2 trillion, is invested in the manufacturing sector. Other industries is second with 16.8%, or $905 billion. Finance and insurance is third with 10.6%, or $574 billion. And wholesale trade is fourth with 10%, or $541 billion. In 2023, there was an increase in position in most sectors, with the exception of a very small decrease of 0.8% in finance and insurance. The largest increase in position was manufacturing, which increased $58.5 billion, and we'll discuss manufacturing in more detail later on. One note regarding these industries is that they are determined on a consolidated basis, which means the industry with the largest revenue is used. So a company listed under manufacturing might also have units engaged in wholesale trade or warehousing as well. I'm going to pass it to Terry now to cover another one of our data products.
Thank you, Jason. So in addition to the statistics Jason just presented, we also produce statistics on the activities of U.S. affiliates of foreign multinationals. These statistics provide a picture of what foreign investors are actually doing with their investment. For example, you can see how many people in the United States work for businesses with direct foreign ownership. The data is mainly used by state and local policymakers, investors, researchers, and economic development organizations. Data is primarily presented by industry of the affiliate, which reflects the industry that accounts for the most sales of the consolidated U.S. domestic enterprise, and by country of UBO. Some tabulations are also available by state, by country of foreign parent, and by industry of the UBO. The most requested data item we have is U.S. employment of U.S. affiliates, one of the key measures used to gauge the magnitude of U.S. affiliate operations relative to the U.S. economy. Employment covers the total number of full-time and part-time employees on the payroll at the end of the year. The figures are not full-time equivalents. The blue bar on the chart represents values for U.S. affiliates, and the orange line represents U.S. affiliate share of the total U.S. private industry value. In 2022, U.S. affiliate employment increased by almost 7% to 8.4 million employees. Looking at the right axis percentages, U.S. affiliates account for 6.2% of all U.S. private industry employment. The percentage of U.S. affiliate employment to all U.S. private industry employment has been consistent over the last 5 years. This map shows the majority-owned U.S. affiliate levels by state. California, Texas, and New York employ the largest number of affiliates, accounting for 25% of the total affiliate employment. In the past, instead of state levels, we have highlighted U.S. affiliate shares of private industry employment by state. However, that calculation utilized data that the regional directorate has discontinued due to budget restraints, so it will no longer be featured here or in our upcoming news releases. Another frequently requested item is our value-added tables. Value-added is derived by using an income-based approach by summing cost and profit data from our U.S. affiliate surveys. The value added by U.S. affiliates was $1.35 trillion in 2022, up $187 billion or 16.1% from 2021. This increase was mostly due to increased profits, which accounted for $109 billion or 60% of the increase. In 2022, the U.S. affiliates accounted for 6.7% of all U.S. business GDP, Because U.S. affiliates tend to be concentrated in industrial sectors with relatively high value added per employee, such as pharmaceutical and petroleum product manufacturing, their share of U.S. value is slightly higher than the share of U.S. employment. Jason will now finish that.
No worries. Yeah, I'll be providing a brief overview of our last two statistical products, and then we'll go into a review of the website. So the BEA also provides additional quarterly direct investment data through the International Transaction Accounts and International Investment Position, commonly referred to as the ITA and IIP for short. So the ITA, or transaction accounts, can be described as a statistical summary of economic activity between U.S. residents and the residents of other countries. The IIP, or International Investment Position, can be described as the statistical balance sheet that presents the value of U.S. financial assets and liabilities with respect to foreign residents at a specific point in time. So both data sets contain quarterly direct investment position, flows, and income. However, there's limited geographic detail for income and flows, and it's important to remember that these data sets are aggregate position statistics. So on our website, bea.gov, we can find several different ways to view the data that we've discussed here today. Country facts are summaries of data by country with visualizations and tables that can help users better understand the trade and investment relationship of a particular country. The interactive data application, which we'll take a look at shortly, lets you build your own custom data tabulations and visualizations. The comprehensive data are a set of pre-formatted Microsoft Excel tables for each data series that are easy to download and review. And more information on the BLS BEA Foreign Direct Investment link can be found at the last link posted here. So moving on, we're just going to essentially run through the bea.gov website to show you how to get to the interactive data. So if you start at bea.gov, you'll be greeted with the banner here on the home page. So on the BEA banner under Tools, just kind of keep your mouse there, a little drop-down menu will appear, and you'll be able to select interactive data as your first option. After selecting interactive data, users are greeted with the options for categories of our data. As on the section sheet for the new foreign direct investment data, which we went over earlier, I'm just going to showcase that data. So we're going to take a look at how to look at that data set. You'll select direct investment and multinational enterprises there. From there, users will have the option to proceed to the interactive data tables or look through the comprehensive data that we mentioned earlier, which is also linked here. You can also get a nice little list of the recent data releases on the right. So the first set of options to appear are shown on the left-hand side of the screen, where users will choose their investment type and data type. For today's purposes, again, we'll look at the FDI investment type and the new foreign direct investment data type. After making those selections, we are given the option of choosing a series. So these options will be different depending on the investment and data type chosen. For NFDI, we'll take a look at investment expenditures. So after selecting the series, we will be prompted to choose the classification. And again, these options will be different based on the previously selected options. So we'll start with country of ultimate beneficial owner by type of investment. After choosing our classification, we can make our final selections on the option screen, which has multi-selection capability. This allows us to customize the data table to fit our needs, choosing specific years, investment category columns, and countries or regions to create a custom data table. These custom data tables can be very useful when trying to highlight specific data points, such as those UBOs which had the highest first-year expenditures in 2023. So after choosing our final options, we will be brought to our data table. Here we can see investment expenditures by country UBO and type of investment for 2023, with both first-year expenditures and planned total expenditures included. Using selections in the top right corner, we can modify the table, create a chart, view the table, download the table into an Excel file, or directly print. And the previous selection pages where the options were chosen to kind of lead us to this data table, you can return to them whenever you need to make adjustments to your options. And of course, the downstream options will change as you do so. So we'd like to thank you all for coming today. If there are any additional questions about the data that was presented, you're free to contact myself or Terry during business hours. We also have an international account mailbox, which gets a lot of general inquiry questions that you can submit questions and someone will reply typically within 24 hours. And yeah, we'll go ahead and open up the presentation for questions from the audience. Thank you.